Studio 31.
Possible tornadoes once again tear across the state, and multiple counties are underwater tonight. We're tracking the damage from today's storms.
And a big celebration for the Big Blue Nation. The football Cats have another 10-win season after a come-from-behind win in the Citrus Bowl. We are live from Orlando.
And those rain chances will linger as we head through tonight, but temperatures take a big-time tumble before some light snow becomes a possibility. Details on that forecast ahead coming up.
Live from Lexington, our home, your news. This is Fox 56 News at 10.
It's a night of cleaning up and counting up the damage in many communities after a day of rough weather that included high winds, possible tornadoes, and flash flooding. Good evening, I'm Marvin Bartlett.
And I'm Kristen Pflum. We begin tonight with the wettest New Year's Day on record here in Kentucky, and there was severe weather mixed in there as well. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Chris Johnson, who tracked those storms all day. Chris.
Yeah, guys, well over 2 inches of rainfall recorded here in Lexington, smashing that old record of just a little over 1.5 inches set all the way back in 1966. Just incredible as far as the rainfall amounts are concerned, especially across southern and southeastern portions of the viewing area. Here's a look at radar right now. We scan those skies. The light to moderate rainfall continues, but the good news is it's pressing towards the east, and we're going to see that continue as we head through tonight and we look ahead into your Sunday. Still holding on to that chance for a few showers as we work into your Sunday morning. And then we get into your Sunday afternoon. Well, the chance will be there for a few late day flakes, and the chance is there for some light snow, folks, as we look ahead into Sunday evening and Sunday night. We could be talking some minor accumulations as well. As far as those rainfall totals, though, for earlier today, look at this. Owsley County getting into portions of Breathitt County, 4 to 6 inches of rain, just incredible amounts. And we had that really heavy axis of some rain set up across southern portions of the viewing area, 3 to 5 inches just to our west and southwest, closer to the Louisville metro, picking up 2 to 4 inches. And like I said, here in Lexington, yeah, well over 2 inches of rainfall. You can see some of the issues that we had flooding in Mount Vernon. This was from Jordan Smith. You can see the water really begin to increase across those folks' homes. Some drone shots from Johnny. This was over in London, Kentucky. You can see the high water overtaking the roadways there, and we're seeing more of that across all of Laurel County, even in Rockcastle County. Some hard-hit areas, no doubt about it. But as we look ahead, listen, temperature's taking a big-time tumble, and then here comes the chance for a few flakes to fly. We're going to talk more about that with the full forecast here in just a bit.
Governor Beshear declared a state of emergency this afternoon following the severe weather that came just 3 weeks after deadly tornadoes hit western Kentucky. Beshear said, sadly, some counties have been affected by both events. A reported tornado touchdown in Hopkinsville caused severe damage to downtown businesses. Another possible tornado touchdown happened in Taylor County, where a number of households were damaged by the storms. Kentucky Emergency Management has activated the State Emergency Operations Center as the state continues to deal with flash flooding at this hour. Within minutes of the tornado sirens sounding in Madison County, people were reporting damage in the northeast part of the county.
And just a stone's throw from the Union City Volunteer Fire Department, a massive tree uprooted and fell onto a house. Our weather team coverage continues along Walker Park Road.
So yeah, this was originally my great-granny's place.
In just a matter of seconds, all of the memories tied to this 50-plus-year-old tree outside the Good family's home, gone.
I'm 6'2", so I'm not really tall by any means, but I'm not short neither, so look how big this thing is. I mean,
winds uprooted it and slammed it into Walker Good's sister's home a little after 2 o'clock.
And we was watching the Kentucky game, and the power went out. And about the time the power went out, we heard the siren start going off. So we do what everybody around here does, and we go outside and look up and see what the clouds look like. We could hear in the distance like trees snapping and breaking and stuff like that.
And that additional roof on the backside of the house, it wasn't there this morning.
We got here, got to looking closer, and that's actually somebody else's roof. So if anybody around here is missing a roof, come find us.
Good believes it might have come from Nolan Road, just around the corner where we found cars with busted out windows and metal debris wrapped around trees. So far, no injuries have been reported in the county. This storm victim says the tragedy out west last month might have had something to do with that.
But I think the aftermath of that made everybody actually react to this a little more seriously than, we would have in the past. Thank God nobody was hurt.
Turning now to Rockcastle County, which also faced its share of flooding issues as a result of today's storm.
As Imani Payne reports, it's leading to major headaches for people as they enter the new year.
Slick roads, high water signs, and front yards that look like lakes. It's the reality for people living in Mount Vernon after heavy rains and flooding moved through the area Saturday.
So I knew once daylight hit that we were going to probably see some flooding issues, and we done just that.
Evident by this water-filled parking lot out front Jacobswell Baptist Church. Floodwater seeping inside, causing damage. Leadership now making plans to have much of the carpet replaced. Jordan Smith has lived here his entire life. He says some people are staying in hotels or with family tonight because of the flooding.
It is interrupting people's lives today. Again, there's several parts throughout the county that are seeing these flooding issues. So hopefully we can start seeing the water go down as the rain kind of moves out. But it has definitely brought a whole list of problems today.
He says to his knowledge, no one in town was injured due to the weather, but that it will be a day of checking and cleanup for many come morning.
Just remember, everybody across the state, you know, we've had a lot of devastating weather events that have happened. Continue to remember all your neighbors in Kentucky as everyone tries to rebuild and get back to normal.
Reporting in Mount Vernon, Imani Payne, Fox 56 News.
We'll check on more damage from around the region later in the newscast, and you can always find the latest video and forecasts on our website, fox56news.com.
Well, the Kentucky football team rang in the new year with a win in the Citrus Bowl.
A good day. The Cats locked in their 10th win of the season after beating Iowa, and will be bringing some hardware back to Lexington. Fox 56 Sports Director Mitch Brown is live in Orlando with a breakdown of today's game. How's it going, Mitch?
Well, good evening to you, Kristen and Marvin. 10 wins this season, a historic one, no doubt, for Kentucky and this Mark Stoops-led program. Ever since 2016, he's got this team to a bowl game every season, and that's been the standard for this program since then. But after this win, one that they had to come from behind in the fourth quarter, one that they were in control for most of the game, they talked about the resilience in building this program. 10 wins is the standard now. Wan'Dale Robinson, Will Levis, DeAndre Square, we can go down the list and talk about guys that helped make this possible this season. But a great comeback by this team against Iowa, who took the lead 17-13 late in the fourth quarter. And with 3.5 minutes to go, this team said they knew that they had to go out there and make plays on offense. They finally did that after being held scoreless for about 28 minutes of that second half. But they go out there, get that Chris Rodriguez touchdown in the last couple of minutes. They get a stop on defense. DeAndre Square gets that stop, the game-stealing interception, and they win the game. Mark Stoops talked about it today. Proud of his team, fighting through, shorthanded, albeit with a lot of starters out, to get the win.
I'm proud of being short-handed in certain areas, moving guys around in certain areas, and stepping up and being able to beat a quality opponent in Iowa. This is not easy to get to this game. It's not easy to win 10 games, and just proud of the effort from everybody involved.
There's so many storylines in this game that we have to unravel. Of course, we'll do it across this hour, but one that really sticks out, Mark Stoops talked about it after the game, beating his alma mater for a 10th win, the first 10-win season since 2018, just the second since 1977. We'll hear from Wan'Dale Robinson, who became a UK legend this afternoon here in Orlando. But for now, I'm Mitch Brown, live in downtown Orlando, Fox 56 Sports.
What a day for the Cats. Mitch, thank you. Kentucky quarterback Will Levis took to the field today, honoring those who lost their lives in the December 10th tornadoes. Levis was sporting custom cleats in today's game with the names of the 77 people who lost their lives in the tornadoes. In a tweet posted before the game, Levis said that they would be auctioned off for tornado relief following the game.
The Scott County Sheriff's Office is currently on the scene of a collision between a vehicle and pedestrian. It happened on Frankfort Road in the bypass. The Georgetown News Graphic reports the pedestrian was killed. Drivers are being asked to avoid this area for the next several hours. The collision reconstruction unit is on the scene.
Another punch to the gut for folks in Breathitt County still recovering from spring storms. More storm coverage when we come back.
The first 10 minutes of Fox 56 News at 10 were brought to you commercial-free. Sponsored by UK Federal Credit Union. weekdays at 5 on Fox 56. Friday means basketball in the Bluegrass and high school sports extra on Fox 56. Follow your school and show your spirit with High School Sports Extra, Friday night at 10:40. Sponsored by Monticello Bank. Weeknights at 7:30. This is Fox 56 News with Marvin Bartlett, Kristen Pflum, and weather with Chris Johnson.
Today's flooding in Breathitt County added new problems for folks still recovering from the heavy rains back in March. Aspire Appalachia posted this video today from Morris Fork. The organization said they were mobilizing team to help families that have been left without a home or a car. Their Facebook page also has a way that you can donate to storm victims.
In Scott County, the road department posted photos of Davis Turkey Foot Road. You can see the area near that church was impassable because of high water.
And after a request from authorities in Taylor County, Georgetown Fire Department sent 3 of their firefighters to Campbellsville to help with water rescues and debris cleanup after a severe storm moved through there. Taylor County was hit by an EF3 tornado last month that killed 1 person and damaged dozens of homes. Thousands of people started the new year stranded in airports.
Up next, an update on the number of flights that have been canceled here and around the world. And the surge in COVID cases will mean a slow return to campus for many college students.
Now, your forecast from Fox 56 News, the weather authority.
All right, folks, it was certainly a busy weather day here across the Commonwealth, tracking out plenty of heavy rainfall, strong, even some severe thunderstorms. And check this photo out from Stephanie Smith, wind damage in Madison County. And you can see quite a bit of damage there showing up across those areas. And we were actually on for that cut in that tornado warning that impacted portions of Madison County earlier this afternoon. That storm did have some good rotation, and we actually have a planned survey. And I say we, our partners over at the National Weather Service in Louisville, they do have a planned survey for tomorrow for northeastern portions of Madison County for that damage that I was just showing you. Also, some other planned surveys showing up just out of our viewing area back to our south and west. And unfortunately, another tornado potentially that touched down already in a hard-hit area for folks there in Bowling Green and Warren County. So something we'll keep a close eye on and keep you updated with over the next few days. As far as high temperatures are concerned, my goodness, are you kidding me? Look at this, 75, 76 in Monticello. That's more like early May. 62 here in Lexington for a high, more like April, early April. Yeah, just incredible as far as the warmth is concerned. Now, not the difference. It is just much cooler out there. Temperatures in the middle and upper 50s. And we're going to continue to drop off. Temperatures taking a big time tumble as we work through your Sunday. As far as radar is concerned, still tracking out some of the light to moderate rainfall that will continue to push across central, southern, and eastern Kentucky as this low pressure system finally makes its move towards the east. That cold front, we're getting a kick to the east. That's good news. So those rain chances, while they will linger a little bit later on tonight into the first part of your Sunday, there is some dry time for a little bit expected before we start talking about the potential for some snowflakes to fly. As far as Futurecast is concerned, heading through tonight into your Sunday morning, notice some of the light, scattered, lingering showers that will be sticking around, and we're going to hold on to those chances through your Sunday morning, trending drier later Sunday morning into your Sunday afternoon. And look at temperatures, warmest early on before dropping into those lower 40s, eventually middle 30s as we head towards the first part of the evening. On top of that, the chances there for some snowflakes to fly, perhaps some light snow across far southern and southeastern Kentucky. Look at this Futurecast. We put it into motion, especially through your Sunday evening, Sunday night. Another system, it's a low pressure system developing back to our south and east. So very fluid situation, and it really depends on the exact track of this low for who gets some of this snowfall, but something we'll keep a close eye on. But again, some minor snow accumulations right now do appear a possibility. Again, with best chances showing up just south and east of Lexington, where some areas could pick up maybe ½ inch up to an inch, a little bit more in some locations, especially those higher terrain areas. As far as that warmth, say goodbye to it. We're turning much colder out there as this air mass continues to push towards the south and east, meaning temperatures at no more 60s and 70s. We're tumbling through tomorrow into the 30s, eventually some teens and low 20s by Monday morning, well below normal for those highs as we get into your Monday afternoon. So for tonight, temperatures in the 40s, more clouds, showers will linger, 53 early on, and then we drop. We're going to fall into those 30s as we get into the first part of tomorrow evening. All right, here's a look at that 7-day forecast. Yeah, that looks good. Sunshine making a return early next week after we get past the chance for perhaps a little light snow Sunday night into your Monday. And then, guys, as we look ahead to next midweek, we could be talking more rain and snow chances back into the forecast.
All right, we knew he'd start talking about snow
Yeah,
soon.
we could use the calmer weather even if it does come with some snow.
Thank you, Chris.
Sure.
Well, today marks the first day of the new year, but air travelers are having the same old frustrations they had at the end of 2021.
An estimated 2,400 New Year's Day flights were canceled by late this morning. 4,200 flights were canceled worldwide, and an estimated 12,000 have been canceled since Christmas Eve. Airlines blame these cancellations on staffing shortages caused by increasing COVID-19 infections among their crews. In an effort to prevent cancellations, many airlines, including United and Southwest, are paying employees more than their usual wage. As concerns over Omicron grow, some U.S. colleges are turning back to remote learning to start the spring semester.
Their hope is an extra week or two will get them past the nationwide spike of COVID cases. Among the most notable of schools turning to remote learning, Harvard University, which will be online for the first 3 weeks of the semester, with a return to campus scheduled for late January. Other schools, such as the University of Chicago and Michigan State, will allow students back on campus, but will begin the semester remotely.
Hey guys, big day for the Kentucky football team, looking to win its 10th game of the season for just the 4th time in program history. Taking on Iowa in the Citrus Bowl, they needed a shot of vitamin C late in the game, and they got it from their star quarterback wide receiver combo. We have the recap next in sports. Stay with us.
Now, wake up to a morning newscast that stays local from 5 to 9.
And instead of national news, come home to local at 6:30.
Because Kentucky is our home.
And Fox 56 is your news.
Fox 56, the Weather Authority, is sponsored by Fayette Heating and Air, committed to providing safe, professional, and courteous service to every customer every time. Fayette Heating and Air is your one-stop solution for your HVAC and plumbing needs.
Young Sheldon and The Big Bang Theory, 5 times a week.
Weeknights on Fox 56. Now, Fox 56 Sports.
Welcome back. Before Mark Stoops arrived in Lexington in 2013, Kentucky had won 10 games in a season just twice, dating back over 100 years. Now Stoops has already done it twice himself, 2018 and this year. 9-3 record entering today's Citrus Bowl against Iowa. Took an early lead but fell behind in the 4th quarter. Needed some late heroics from his offense, and he got it. Check out this 52-yard reception from Will Levis to Wan'Dale Robinson, making guys miss. Almost scores, but he's dragged down at the 1-yard line. That took a lot of pressure off with under 2 minutes to go, but they still got to score that touchdown, so they just punch it in on the next play. Chris Rodriguez Jr. been as steady as a running back as you can find, scores the game-winning TD as Kentucky takes the Citrus Bowl win over Iowa. Fox 56 sports director Mitch Brown is back with us live from Orlando. He was on the field covering the game. Mitch, quite a comeback out there from the Cats.
Yeah, the Cats were on the rope there, Michael, in that 4th quarter, but they were able to get one more opportunity, and they knew they had to have some big-time plays. So the big-time players, they stepped up. Wan'Dale Robinson, he came in today needing 147 yards to break the single-season receiving record. He got 170 on 10 catches and put the Cats in position to win this game. But after the game, he talked about what this journey has been like for him. Transferring back to his home state, the home school, the Frankfort native was able to go out there and have a record year, 1,100 plus yards for him this year. But he talked about gaining the trust of this team, and it was a checklist day for him. Became the record holder, also finally beat Iowa, spent his first 2 years at Nebraska, but also gained the trust of his teammates and became a legend in the process.
Me coming home, I just kind of had the mentality of just come in and work and just do everything I can to help our team win. And then as time just went on, they just started trusting me more and more, just to do more and more. And so I just tried to do everything I could, and everything came with it. And so I'm just extremely blessed that they gave me the opportunities to go out there and make plays like I did. And he gave me every chance I could to go out there and catch all the balls I could. So.
They certainly did, and Robinson was your Citrus Bowl MVP today. And on the podium, when he was getting that award, the crowd started chanting, "One more year." And you see Mark Stoops on the side of him saying, "One more year," louder. He said he'll make that decision in the post game coming soon. He'll talk and sit down with his family to make the best decision for him. We've got more coming up from Will Levis and DeAndre Square coming up in sports a little bit later in this show. But for now, I'm Mitch Brown live in Orlando, Fox 56 Sports.
All right, Mitch, thanks a lot. Big decision with Wandale to follow in the next few weeks. Now, stick around. We'll hear from you again later in the show. And the third member of our team, Nicole Hutchison, has an update on UK hoops, so stay tuned, guys.
All right, a happy day in the Big Blue Nation. Coming up, this wet start to the new year is unusual. We'll look at the stats.
And cleanup will take a long time in some communities. See where the flooding was the worst.
Then new concerns about COVID. Some thoughts on why it's spreading so quickly.
Live from Lexington, our home, your news. This is Fox 56 News at 10:30.
Sitting here videoing a tornado in my neighborhood.
You heard it there. Tornado sirens sounded in Madison County this afternoon. Governor Beshear declared a state of emergency after the heavy rain. Thunderstorms, hail, and straight-line winds left a line of damage from western Kentucky all the way to our eastern border.
Flash flooding blocked several roads in southeastern counties. This is drone video from Pike County, where Hurricane Creek overflowed its banks, sending mud and water into homes and flooding fields. It was a similar scene in parts of Floyd, Knox, Owsley, and Casey counties. The water has gone back down, leaving quite a mess in several communities. It's still raining across much of the bluegrass tonight.
Needless to say, it has been a very busy New Year's Day weather-wise. We want to introduce you to weekend meteorologist David Aldrich, who has been tracking these storms all day. David.
Well, thank you very much, Marvin and Kristen. You know what I was thinking? You welcome me with crazy weather. That's what we got. Now we're to a point where make it stop. All this rain is still coming up from the southwest, as Chief Meteorologist Chris Johnson was just pointing out. And it's amazing because some got a lot more than others. Let's take a look. You notice for the month of January, we typically see about 3.5 inches of rain. That's Lexington for the whole month. Today's just the first day of the month. So you go, that's crazy. Some of us got more than 3.5, got close to 7 inches in southern Owsley County. That's around Ricetown and Sebastian. Heavy rain. And when you get twice the normal amount for the entire month in one day, it can lead to some flooding. Turn around, don't drown. 4 simple words, the simplicity, don't let it escape you. There are many who make these decisions and they say, oh, I can make it. I've got a pickup truck or I got an SUV. But you might not know, even though it's your favorite road that you travel every day, you might not know that the road underneath that water could be compromised. So please be extra careful on days like today because it can be wild and woolly. 62 in Lexington, that occurred at 12:09, 9 minutes after the ball dropped. We hit 62 degrees. That's typical of April 1st. No joke. And mid-70s may feel like spring fever, like May for some parts to the far south. Currently, we're at 55, 54. It's going to be an upside-down day because our high for tomorrow will likely come between midnight and 2 a.m. Guys.
All right, thank you, David.
A Richmond family caught stunning cell phone footage from a possible tornado earlier today.
The video has already been seen thousands of times tonight. Danielle Miskell spoke with them about their remarkable afternoon. Danielle.
The Cruz family was sitting right here on their porch this afternoon when around 2 p.m. they started to see a funnel form in the distance. Stephen Cruz thought to pull out his cell phone and capture some amazing footage. Savannah Cruz heard her dad yelling to come out quickly and see what was off in the distance.
And I realized the tornado over there, it just I mean, it was a tornado.
Savannah says she wasn't scared because the tornado was far enough away, but she describes there was a feeling of suction.
When I really realized it was the wind was blowing, towards me, but it kind of went back.
She immediately checked on her brother in western Kentucky, where another tornado warning was issued today.
So they were stuck in a Chick-fil-A bathroom. So, yeah. Yeah, he's fine. He's on his way back home.
Her father's timing was perfect, catching the funnel on his cell phone as sirens started going off near Moberly Road. After posting it to Facebook, it now has over 29,000 views.
He was like, am I going to be famous? But I think he was surprised and shocked at, how many people had actually seen it and shared it.
As lighthearted as can be, Savannah, like many other Richmond residents, find it surreal to see another tornado so soon in their county.
There's a lot of loss, right before Christmas even, and now, bringing in the New Year's to more tornadoes everywhere.
But she says it didn't ruin her New Year's.
No, I think I'll move past it and be okay.
Savannah said that when they heard those tornado sirens earlier, they didn't feel the need to take shelter because with the daylight, they could see that it was far enough away. Unlike 3 weeks ago, they did take shelter in the middle of the night. Savannah says that tornado was scarier than the one today. Live in Richmond, Danielle Miskell, Fox 56 News.
Danielle, thank you. New tonight, we are tracking that unprecedented spike in COVID-19 cases fueled by the fast-moving Omicron variant. Fox 56's Georgia MacArthur has more from a Lexington doctor about why the new variant is so contagious.
In just a few weeks since it was first discovered, the new Omicron variant has spread quickly across Kentucky, and health officials say vaccines have a harder time fighting it.
Delta was the highest before, and now Omicron is 3 to 4 times more infectious than Delta. We know that it's got a change on its spike protein that's actually longer, that allows it to more easily attach. Just think of it like Velcro. That makes it more easy to attach to the host cell in our bodies.
Fox 56 News chief medical contributor Dr. Ryan Stanton says we can expect to see a sharp peak after the new year, with many gatherings and celebrations. He says the Omicron variant skips through your body's natural immunity and can even break through the vaccine.
Because it can bypass. The thing that the vaccine does now, which is most important, which is what initially it was designed to do, is decrease the burden of the disease. So the morbidity and mortality, so the risk of damage, injury, organ damage, death, admission to the hospital.
Dr. Stanton says even if you have had COVID-19 in the past, he says to continue to protect yourself because the possibility of getting sick again is very likely.
The good news is that the numbers are high. It's very contagious, but thankfully the number of hospitalizations and deaths is not increasing at the same severity as the actual cases themselves.
Dr. Stanton says another variant may be on the horizon and the virus will continue to mutate. He says getting the vaccine is your best protection. In Lexington, Georgia MacArthur, Fox 56 News.
The CDC continues to recommend wearing a mask in public indoor settings regardless of your vaccination status.
Stay with us for the start of an incredible journey why a man wants to start the new year making waves. A crowd attends a state funeral and many states boost wages.
These stories and more as we go around the world in 56. The crowd turned out for a state funeral for the late Archbishop Desmond Tutu in South Africa. Family members and close friends bid farewell to the anti-apartheid activist at St. George's Cathedral in Cape Town. Archbishop Tutu died last Sunday at the age of 90.
Former NFL head coach Dan Reeves died today at the age of 77. Reeves was born in Rome, Georgia, and was a 3-sport athlete in high school. He led the Falcons and Broncos to NFC and AFC championships as their head coach. He's also in the University of South Carolina Hall of Fame.
This year, 26 states will increase their own minimum wage. The federal minimum wage is $7.25, and it hasn't been raised since 2009. California will have the highest state rate at $15 an hour.
An elderly French man set sail on a canoe to kick off the new year and a special birthday. Jean-Jacques Savon began his solo journey New Year's Day paddling out of Portugal. He's attempting to reach the Caribbean after 90 days of paddling for 8 to 10 hours a day.
Makes me tired just thinking about
Whatever
it. Good
floats your boat, right?
Stay with us for 5 things to know before you go to bed.
Including bad news for drivers. Find out where experts say prices are headed.
And the threat of severe weather will move further south and east tomorrow. Find out when raindrops turn to snowflakes when I come back.
Welcome back. A raise for seniors, higher gas prices, and taking the plunge.
Here are 5 things to know before you go to bed. Walmart is closing several stores temporarily after the latest surge in COVID-19 cases nationwide. Stores in Texas, Wisconsin, New Jersey, and other states are shutting their doors for multiple days to allow more time for crews to clean and sanitize between busier days. A Walmart spokesperson says the temporary closures are done on a case-by-case basis to keep its employees and customers safe.
America's senior citizens and other beneficiaries of Social Security can start watching their calendars. The Social Security Administration has published dates showing when the country's 70 million recipients of benefits can start seeing the promised cost of living increases in their checks. The average retiree will see their monthly checks jump $92.
Gas prices are expected to be at their highest in the beginning of the year. That's according to an expert from the app Gas Buddy. Prices are forecasted to hit a national average of $4 a gallon by spring and upwards of $5 in states like California. Analysts say this spike could come due to pandemic recovery and rising demand.
Parades marked the new year in many cities, and one of the most colorful ones happened in Great Britain. Their music and dance troupes, representing cultures from all around the world, brought a burst of color to a gray London. This year, the event featured a traditional South American performance, a large Chinese dragon, South Asian drummers, and extravagant Caribbean carnival dancers.
Some brave souls plunged into freezing waters to celebrate the new year in Italy. The Daredevils dove off a bridge into the Tiber River for the annual tradition in Rome. A crowd of spectators cheered as one by one the divers plummeted nearly 100 feet into the frigid water and swam to a boat where firefighters pulled them out. There you go, 5 things to know before you go to bed.
To each their own.
Your forecast from Fox 56 News, the weather authority.
Well, the heavy rain kept many people on edge all day as they watched yards flood and creeks spill over. Hurricane Creek in Pike County was one that quickly covered roads.
Let's get back to weekend meteorologist David Aldrich for more on those water worries. David.
Hey, I'll tell you what, it's been a very interesting day to say the least, because when you factor in the 2.5 inches of rain nearly that we've had as of 10 o'clock today at Lexington Bluegrass Airport, you say, well, let's put that in perspective. The record rainfall for this date goes back to 1966. It's about an inch, a little less than an inch and a half. Now, you might be wondering, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Do you recognize this guy? This happens to be President Lyndon Johnson. No relation to Chief Meteorologist Chris Johnson, just so I throw that out there. But to give you perspective, we put that was like 56 years ago. That's a long time. That makes this the wettest New Year's Day on record for Lexington. And if you were wondering, probably doesn't take long to go back to records from 1872. We have a record here in Lexington that goes back a data set of 150 years. That's a long time ago. So to make this the Happy New Year wasn't so happy. It was more rainy for many of us to start the year. Lots of rain coming up from the south and west. You can see, as Chris mentioned, snow is a factor, especially around Chicago and Milwaukee and through much of Michigan at this hour. You'll notice the rain is still affecting us from Lexington all the way down towards, say, Richmond, Berea in some cases, and down towards, say, Jackson County around McKee. Headlines, some showers and drizzle overnight will persist, and then we'll go into a more cloudy Saturday. It's not going to be very bright at all. In fact, I expect it to be mainly gray, and temperatures will fall. That's the key, because we could end Sunday night with some snow showers and snow flurries. Temperatures right now, we have 55 degrees at the heart of Big Blue Nation, 55 in Somerset and Pulaski County, and we got 55 in Jackson, Hazard, Perry County in the mid-50s as well. Most of this rain will be trying to work its way out. It will come to an end, but eventually some snow will come around. So it's going to be warmer in the morning in the mid-40s. By the time many get out of church services, it's going to be a lot colder. In fact, we'll end the day in the 30s. Very different different day with stray flakes beginning to develop. But what does that look like, you ask? Notice this front pulls away, and the wraparound winds continue to affect us here in the Commonwealth, and all the snow from Memphis tries to work. Did he say Memphis? Yeah, Memphis, the southern area, is all going to come up from the south and really blanket parts of eastern Kentucky and into southern West Virginia, I might add, for travelers there. Eventually, sunshine will win the day. Note the time here. This is about 4 or 5 o'clock on Monday. Lots of sunshine, but there may be some extra glare if there's some snowpack on the ground. High pressure going to be working its way in for Tuesday as well. So a little bit of light rain to start your morning on, say, Sunday. By midday, we're in around 40 degrees, a little bit warmer to the south. But lo and behold, 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, temperatures around Danville at 32 degrees. We start to see that changeover. And look at this, 9 o'clock tomorrow night, less than 24 hours from now. So it's snowing. Yeah, it's snowing. It was raining yesterday, but snowing now. And it really comes down around Hazard, Harlan, and down toward Williamsburg before it tries to exit stage right. But it's down to the low 20s early Monday morning, finishing, if we're lucky, about 36. That's it. Mid-30s for your day on Monday, but with those colder airs, the cold air is still coming into play by Tuesday morning. So the future snowfall, look at this. You've got some 1, maybe 2-inch amounts. There could be a difference. Could be a difference for the warm ground of what falls and what sticks. But be prepared for maybe a ½ inch to an inch or more, especially south and east. So we're falling at 53. That's around midnight to 2 a.m. It's an upside-down day with flakes late. Tonight, 47. More clouds, showers will linger. And here is your Weather Authority Fox 56 forecast. I'm expecting a lot colder air Monday. It's cold again on Thursday, perhaps another snowmaker, but it should start to warm up just in time. I know it may be on fire inside Rupp Arena. Saturday, they take on Georgia. We start off around 12. But warm up to 44 Saturday afternoon.
What a way to start your time here in Central Kentucky with all this wild weather.
Let's keep on winning.
All right,
that's for
Taylor,
sure.
thanks.
Gloomy here today, but not in Orlando, right, Michael?
Hey, that's right. After all the rain we got, spending New Year's Day on a football field in Florida, there are worse ways to ring in the new year, that's for sure. The Kentucky football team took the field in the Citrus Bowl this afternoon against Iowa. We have full highlights after the break. Plus, the UK men's basketball team had a New Year's Eve party yesterday with a win at Rupp, fueled by another breakout performance by one of the Cats' newcomers. Those stories and more next in sports. Stay with us.
Now, Fox 56 Sports.
Welcome back. There's this conversation in college football that bowl games don't matter. Talked about even more in recent years with an increasing number of players opting out of the bowl games to prepare for the NFL draft. But it's clear that's not much of a conversation here in Lexington. Kentucky taking the field today in the Citrus Bowl, trying to win its 4th straight bowl game as a program. That means a lot to them. Iowa, the opponent, but the Cats came out with plenty of vitamin C. Opening drive, touchdown drive. Will Levis hits Chris Rodriguez on the flat. He finds the end zone, and UK goes up 7-0. Offense looking for more juice later in the half. Backed up to a 3rd and 26, but Levis throws a dart to Wan'Dale Robinson, who picks up the first down. Remarkable play. They'd get a field goal on that drive, 13-3 at halftime. But Iowa came out a different team in the second half. Sam Laporta's an absolute beast at tight end. He'll be playing on Sundays, repping tight end U, that's for sure. 36-yard score. Iowa gets back-to-back TDs and takes the 17-13 lead. But back come the Cats. Some citrus magic. Robinson holds it in, making guys mix. Looked like he's going to score, but gets taken down at the 1, so UK's in business with under 2 minutes left in the game. After a false start, next play handed off to C-Rod. Rodriguez, his 9th 100-yard rushing game of the season. That's a program record. Scores the go-ahead touchdown, and the defense got the game-sealing interception shortly after. A citrus comeback. Kentucky wins the Citrus Bowl 20-17 the final over Iowa. It was close, but they got it done. Fox 56 sports director Mitch Brown rejoins us in Orlando. Mitch, your takeaways from there on the field.
Yeah, Mike, you talked about 2 players there, Will Levis, DeAndre Square, 2 players that didn't really pop out in the box score, but Levis got blasted by that Iowa defensive line multiple times, got back up, made the big plays. DeAndre Square told me after the game he got ruled out because he got injured late in the game, but came back, worked that knee out, found a way to get that game-sealing interception. He said, "They asked for my hustle, I gave you my heart," and that's exactly what both of them did today to get this 10th victory of the season.
We had those moments today in the game where it wasn't necessarily going my way or our way, and we just kind of had to just keep pushing, keep trusting, keeping a positive attitude, and it came together, and I'm so glad it ended the way it did.
It was a lot of emotion because I was ruled out. I wasn't even supposed to come back in, but Coach Stoops talked about doing something bigger than yourself, and just all I could think about was my teammates. I seen the way the game was going, and I felt like I just needed to step in no matter how I was feeling. We got a lot of days of rest. I can rest up, so I didn't care.
That's those young bones talking right there from DeAndre Square, but he says he has a big decision to make with his family as well, Mike. So he's got some time now to rest up, heal up, and also make that decision.
Yeah, well, we saw the first drive of the game for Kentucky. It was dominant. They ate up a ton of clock, went right down the field, but then the offense sort of staggered after that. What did you notice about the offense until that final drive?
That offensive line of Kentucky, obviously shorthanded today. No Dare Rosenthal, but they had some backups in there, and they held up in the first half, but they started to get worn down in that second half, and Stoops talked about that. But, again, they were able to make the plays when they needed to, and they got one drive, one score in that fourth quarter when it mattered the most. Live from Orlando, I'm Mitch Brown, Fox 56 Sports. Mike.
Good stuff, Mitch. Thanks a lot for everything down there. Now, the men's basketball team also had a great holiday. Oscar Tshiebwe has been the guy for the Kentucky men's basketball team this year, that's for sure. But Kellen Grady has certainly found his niche within their offense recently, especially these last couple games. Fox 56 sports reporter Nicole Hutchinson has more on his performance.
Michael, any doubt that anyone might have had for Kellen Grady duplicating his season at Davidson should now be gone. I mean, finito. He's now had his second 20-point performance in the last 3 games and finished with at least 18 in 3 of the last 4. And get this, prior to UK's win over High Point, Grady led the SEC in 3-point percentage, then went on to tie a career high in made threes. And since hitting just 2 of 7 threes in the loss to Notre Dame, he's been on fire, shooting 64.5% from deep.
I'm more grateful for the anticipation, which essentially tells me that 20,000 people trust me to make it or are excited for me to make that shot.
He's just too humble. Look at this play right here. Grady with no hesitation drilling a 3 in rhythm. Now, earlier this season, there would have been some doubt in his mind taking the open shot, but now that is out the window.
The last game, he didn't get as many off, but he was open. They just threw it to another guy. So then now you start saying, okay, we may have to run some things to him. But he's shooting the ball well, he's confident, and he knows if he does not shoot it, he's coming out.
Now, that's something that Cal has been preaching all season long to his guys. Even if you're missing the shots, keep taking them. Eventually, they will fall in due time. Reporting outside of Rupp Arena, covering the UK Wildcats, I'm Nicole Hutchison, Fox 56 Sports.
All right, Nicole, thanks a lot. Lastly, an update with the UK women's basketball team struggling with a COVID outbreak right now. Had to postpone a game last week on Thursday against Auburn and just announced today they have to postpone another one Monday against Mississippi State. Right now, the next game is Thursday, January 6th at home against Georgia. We'll see if that one remains as they get through contact tracing and quarantines. But a great holiday for UK football and men's basketball team. Big time wins.
Take a breath. Big day for you.
Hey, absolutely. Love to see it.
Really
Thank
fun.
you,
Love to see it.
All right, and a lot of things have been canceled. Thank goodness the bowl game was not canceled.
Yeah, that's right. They had a good time down there. We have more coverage on foxlexington.com as well from the game.
All right. Yep. Thanks for being with us tonight at our new home.
Our first show. We hope to see you back here again tomorrow night at 10. Have a good one.